we are into game number 1 between StonePlease and Uzzi, and it is on Spiral. Uzzi playing as the Magyars on the left side, StonePlease playing as the Lithuanians on the right, immediately going out to the wood line, and also bringing a boar in under the town center despite there being no villagers under that town center. Is this going to be like wall in the boar somehow? Or just stop it? Okay, interesting. I don't know if I agree with this method. I mean, maybe you're assuming you're not going to have a shortage of food. So collecting the boar slightly inefficiently with only 3 villagers isn't a concern. I do understand, you know, sending villagers to lumber camp faster. You can get your dock up faster. The berries in this generation are being put right in front of the players. The way the spiral works is I guess the generation of the berry section, the wood section, and the pond section can all rotate and be varied, which I think is a concept that should be done in more maps. I made a map called, I can't remember which one's which, Mojave, which has a similar concept. Some of the parts of the map are inaccessible because of wood lines, depending on the season or the climate, I call them. So sometimes it's completely wooded during El Nino years, sometimes it's partially open, and sometimes it's very open in drought years. And it changes how the map is played out. Villager looking for that shorefish to drop the dock. No loom yet. Sometimes players send out 2 villagers in this situation so that they can fight against Dark Age Scout. But in this case, it's just 1 villager going forward, dropping that dock. And I guess maybe StonePlease will keep his scout nearby to account for that. You can try to wall in the villager, but it can be very... I don't think you can do it in this situation, because you need him to be able to collect still. So yeah, that's why we saw 2 villagers in the past. Scout just moving around, doesn't need to collect the sheep, I guess. Sheep and cow that's stuck in this little gate that can be broken by the scout defense to allow them to rescue them. I don't know if they feel like they're being rescued, though.
So.
And 2 villagers going over to the same pond that StonePlease is at. Just the luck of the draw, it seems like. Wasn't really scouted ahead of time. How many, just looks like 2 deer pushed by Uzzi. And he didn't actually see, he has 2 goats in the corner? Or he did see them, okay. You can collect them later.
Jó napot.
What's the shore... Yeah, the shorefish placement changes pond to pond. It's just in this situation, they're almost directly opposite each other. And Uzzi actually not noticing that his opponent is docked right next to him. Maybe that's what he's scouting for right now? Or is he going back home? Scout movement's very curious. I guess he's bringing the boar in. And now he's, yeah, sending the scout back home. Meanwhile, StonePlease looks like he's going to release the herdables. And I expect Lithuanians to be up a little bit faster. They get that extra 100 wood, or sorry, 100 food at the beginning. And the extra production out of those 3 fishing ships. That's a pretty big improvement over just 1 fishing ship coming out now for the Magyar player. And pushing deer all the way from the berries. Though, you know, sometimes the berries can be all the way over here. So this is a much shorter distance to push the deer. And what's this villager deciding to do? As he clicks without loom. No, he does have loom. Okay, I didn't see that come in. Must have come in earlier. Is this going to be another dock on the other side? Get as many resources in as possible. The villager's going for it as well. There's a gold, you know, really close to people's town center, but maybe... Okay, second lumber camp. The positioning that they were traversing at, the vector they were taking at first. Oh no, don't go back now, dear. Okay, he's not going back. Safe. I expect both players to go into light water pressure. There's not that much fish on here. And then into scouts, most likely. Magyars might want to get into CA at some point. Okay, so it is a dock on the other side as well. Just invest in one fishing ship, and you'll be able to get a return on the wood investment fairly quickly, as long as that fishing ship is kept alive with some defensive feudal units. And Uzzi thinking about checking that area. Okay, just checking the middle and moving his way towards his opponent's town center. He is going to be up later, but I don't think the... yeah. StonePleace's scout isn't in a position to harass. StonePlease sees there's 2 villagers there. There is the hill, though. And he could have, of course, attacked the fishing ships as well, and he's deciding to do that to get some damage done. He's getting very close to the town center. Lucky for them, there's not actually that many units under there, so he could just steal the sheep and the cows, and I think that's what StonePlease realizes at risk. And he moves the sheep and cows a little bit. That is, of course, a Magyar scout, so it could do quite a bit of damage. And yeah, more attacks against the fishing ship. Stable is a building of choice for Uzzi. And we don't see anything yet for StonePlease. He does have the wood now, if he wanted to make a stable or a range. Okay. Sending other villagers. Were these, oh, these villagers are hurt. Okay. That's why they got sent back to the TC. And the dock on the right side builds 2 fishing ships. Okay. And we do have a spearman, which does get bonus damage against ships. Having a little bit of difficulty accessing the ship, though. And I guess... interesting that StonePlease just left it there. I guess maybe he's focusing at home. Chase down the scout instead. Might be our first view at StonePlease not having quite as much APM as his opponent. But maybe I'm reading too much into it as well. Horse collar coming in for Uzzi. StonePlease having plenty of food now that he has access to the right fish as well. I feel like this generation is really good for the way he wants to play the map. He has equal access to both pawns. He was able to push the deer in with the scout. As long as they don't just get trapped. And he sees the scouts coming across from his opponent. He can make those fast Lithuanian spears to try to track and chase. A 3rd fishing ship on this side. Okay. I mean, it does boost your economy quite a bit. It just feels like a lot of investment for what's a minimal return. Fishing ship trying to drop off the 7 food, unsuccessful in its return trip. And we do have a spear here, who should be enough to take care of these scouts. As long as... oh, he's going for the fight! Because these are Magyar scouts, they can take out the villagers very quickly. And we already have 1 dead vill. The scouts aren't getting the placement they want. 2 dead vills. We have some weak scouts, and I think they're going to have to run away now. They're going in for that last kill. I mean, that seems like a decent trade. Oh, except the scouts didn't actually run far enough away. That seems like a decent trade. Eco Katie 6-1. If we look at vill counts, 24 to 30 now. That's a pretty sizable margin. I did not expect to get that many vill kills in this matchup. Or on this map, I should say. But yeah, Magyar scouts can be nasty. Especially when they, you know, go in for that kill immediately. Yeah, StonePlease is... I don't know, he's got a decent eco. The eco KD is, or the eco, total eco units is similar because he's had the fishing ships on the right side uncontested. And yeah, that trade for the spear wasn't actually that successful since Uzzi did a good job walling up. There seems to be some trepidation for these scouts, deciding whether or not they want to go in for the kill. I guess they want to link up with the other scouts. StonePlease does have the military advantage now, since those scouts got traded off for villagers. And the scouts are trying to come in for round 2. It is all walled up on the side. Where's the hole? It looks like the spear is trying to find the hole. Okay, so there wasn't any holes. It was just, those walls weren't put up quite early enough for StonePlease. And yeah, all these scouts don't look like they have a great opportunity for aggression. And this is what I was expecting for on this map. That's why I wasn't expecting those Magyar scouts to get the return on investment that they did. Yeah, getting more and more Eco KD. 11-2 Eco KD is nuts for this position on this map. And this one spear does nothing to tickle Magyar scouts. They just get the kill so quickly. Was that a demo that came out? He's going to try to get another demo. Demo on these villas is absolutely worth. Though he has to time it so that both villagers are at the shorefish together. I don't want to look away. Okay, no, the Vill's not going back. Just the spear's going back. Is he going to time it? Does he even have to pay attention? Is it just going to be perfect? Is he going to get it? No! Why? He wasn't paying attention. It just attacked the nearest unit, which was the fire. Oh, it was such an opportunity. And I think the dock goes down before he can get another one. Not worth it at all. I mean, he can also just snipe the vills the old-fashioned way with the scouts. Fire's going to be brought back. Vills are just in the middle of the water. I almost thought the fire was going to block the scouts for a second on the shoreline. But yeah. Scouts just here, taking a lot of damage off of this fire, and then they run away. Decent trade? I don't know. Maybe? Is it going to be that useful? I don't know. Maybe. And then res collected at the end of the day is fairly similar. There is a few more fishing ships over here still for StonePlease that haven't been cleared up by the scouts. A few more walls for Uzzi, which is interesting. This is not something you see in gold or platinum. I mean, to a little degree, yeah, but players on this map are really forced to expand. That's like a major point, I don't know, point on this map, is that you're forced to expand. I don't know why this fire is... I guess he wants to have some sort of water control in the future. This fire is very odd that this was produced when you're both trying to go up to Castle Age. But yeah, as I was saying, you need to expand to these areas. You have, like, designated areas you're supposed to expand to. That's what this little ring is. And yeah, players choosing to wall up in this regard feels like they're just going to try to play this like it's Arabia. Which, you know, might still work out, especially if you're Magyars and you're just going to go 1 TC into heavy CA and scout play. Don't really know what these scouts are chasing. I guess because he had the spears, he could take that fight, but once the other spears come into play... And the scouts are just going to wrap back around and try to attack these fish, I guess. Fishing ships, I should say. And spears are coming back to chase as well. Hopefully you guys don't hear the background noise. But if you do, you can let me know. I'll ask my girlfriend to stop yelling at her cats. Scouts coming in. I mean, this is more like the type of walls I expect. Just very small walls. Not like the whole, you know, attach all the wood lines together like to connect to the dock artwork. Bloodlines for both players. And, ooh, are we going to get CA from both players, or is this going to be skirms? Not sure. Lithuanians do have decent cavalry archers. I think they might just be missing Parthian tactics and imp. CA coming in for Uzzi. Sorry about that. Cats are not yelling that their alarm went off for food, despite the fact that I just fed them their dinner 30 minutes ago. Because I knew this would happen. And CA are being caught in the middle of the map by the scout cavalry. We're getting husbandry, but instead of light cav. Interesting. I guess husbandry also is going to help the CA back here. Magyar scouts now with iron casting, so they're going to do extra damage to the spear. Even more extra damage than they did in Feudal Age. And scouts just looking around to see where his opponent is expanding to. But yeah, Uzzi not doing what a lot of players do and expand immediately to these outer stones and gold. Okay, now he's expanding. But this is a very conservative TC placement. It's not in the middle like you see some people making. It's as close as possible to the safety of his original base. Now CA are going to push these villagers off the gold. Doesn't quite get the kill. There's some opportunity here for a rewall behind. And StonePlease did similar position. Find the gold. Don't put the TC right in the middle of the ring. Just close enough to the resources. And ooh, good find by these scouts on these villagers. You thought you were safe at home, but not that safe. And yeah, CA scouts trying to wrap around. TC's already up on this side. And CA over here are just going to wrap around and probably try to hit a wood line in the back here. If they get that far. Yeah, despite this CA or the Magyar scouts doing a lot of damage early, this is kind of just settled down into a fairly even game overall. Rest collected is pretty similar. KD's similar. StonePlease is just behind on getting his TCs up. I guess both players have actually the same amount of TCs. His TC hasn't really gotten that far. CA are just going to be sitting on wood lines. The Magyar CA ball isn't really where you might think it'd be. Just because Uzzi has no gold. I mean, that's what it comes down to. You have to expand on this map. That's part of its aspect, part of its nature. A little bit of miss micro, and now you'll be able to come out and collect that gold. Ooh, a little wrapping around. I like that. And maybe thinking, you know what, I just go in, create as much of a havoc as possible, and moving into elite skirm behind this. Trying to get some pickoffs, definitely some misclicks though. And thinking, okay, I'll just go to the other wood line now. Wrap in one way, wrap in the other way. The other CA aren't really being used. There's just units being scattered around. I guess it gives you good vision. But, yeah, not great. Another villager down. Look how many CA are being sent back to deal with this, though. And, yeah, okay, two villagers down. I think that might be worth it. It evens out the vill count a little bit. But there's the third TC going up. And what do we have? Skirm plus CA going forward. It just feels like Uzzi's had the better unit control so far. And I mean, he definitely has the bigger army, right? I don't know why you go forward with so few units. We have no armor whatsoever on these skirms. The CA have more armor than the skirms do. I mean, maybe not. 4 plus 0. 4 plus... Or what am I looking at? Oh no, they only have 1 pierce armor? I didn't know that CA start with 0 pierce armor. Fire successfully took out that dock, though I don't know if it meant all that much. And we get ballistics coming in for these units. CA coming forward. They know this wood line is very exposed. I think they're going to get quite a few kills here. Get the one villager, and they're about to get ballistics. It's just... Oh no, the wall off! I thought they were in. Oh, that's unfortunate. It seemed like such a great position. Meanwhile, the CA here don't get any kills. This block formation, man, is so funny. And these skirms are pretty well positioned here to snipe some CA and run away from light cav. But yeah, there's just a few misclicks here for StonePlease, where he's not really getting his units exactly where they need to be. I guess 2 villagers in exchange is like, yeah, that's what you get, bud. That's for my homies.
Again?
It seems like all of StonePlease's resources now are just going into army mass instead of building up to a third TC. So Uzzi should have a Vill lead, as long as he's not losing villagers that are just running forward due to reasons. Scrims obviously need to come forward to help reinforce. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for StonePlease. Sierra trying to kill these light cabs, who, I mean, have so much damage output. And it just feels like Uzzi's game plan has been a little bit better. Getting on 3 TCs and then dropping a bunch of farms, being able to produce light cav and CA. Not relying too much on just having a big CA mass. And the KD definitely in Uzzi's favor. Just these random units all over the place. It's so odd. Light cav are here and they can feast. I think they can just stay. I mean, he doesn't have armor, the second armor on them. Maybe he's going to wait for that. No point in wasting good light cav. especially against units that have ballistics. And now we have 3rd TC over here. Still only 1 gold pile, though, of course, if you're making just skirms for the most part. You don't need that much gold yet. And Uzzi on the 4th TC, so yeah. Still advantage Uzzi on villager production. Fishing ships making the most of all the shorefish available in that pond. I'm not sure why my capture rate is lagging like this. Usually it's when I select a unit, and right now I don't have anything selected. It's very intermittent. More ranges coming up. Seems like StonePlease is very happy with this mix of CA plus skirms. It's not a combination you see that often. Of course, with these Lithuanian skirms, they're very, very fast to move around. And it makes it difficult for Uzzi to know exactly what kind of composition he wants to go for. He doesn't have an easy choice of one or the other. Yeah, it feels like a better fight now for StonePlease. He has full armor on his skirms. CA just gonna sit behind. Skirms are kind of, I don't know, disposable. But these light cav have the full armor as well. Maybe it was kind of just an even fight overall. Though if you're taking, yeah, big hits against mangonels, might not be the case, but no. I mean, we just need more CA here. They need to continually be hitting and running. Look at all the TCs that Uzzi's able to put behind this. He's realizing, okay, the pressure's not really there now. Especially if my opponent's predominantly making skirm. I'm just going to boom behind this, and then we might see a paladin click at some point in this game. If he's going to have so much eco behind this. There is a decent amount of gold in this map. If he has enough control to get to the middle, especially, then we could see a paladin click. Skirm's moving around still. But they're being tracked. And now we're going to stone here for Uzzi. I guess he was already on stone, but I think he ran out of stone on whatever pile he was on, since he's, you know, putting so much stone into all these town centers he's building. Siege coming forward to try to deal with these CA. And there is, of course, ballistics affecting the Scorpions. Armor coming in now for StonePlease, so maybe thinking of a cav transition to deal with the Siege. Yeah, Siege goes down, especially when it's in the lowlands. This little valley in the clearing in the forest. A lot for these players to focus on. More and more production buildings being put forward by StonePlease. So you might be thinking of, yeah, some sort of full castle aggression with his units. He thinks he has a position, but Uzzi still has enough units here to build a castle safely on the hill. And it's a very compact base that Uzzi has built himself, right? So the opportunity for overwhelming Castle Age spam, I don't think is there for StonePlease. And he's down by 15 units just because Uzzi's put out so many town centers. And he's had 65 on farms, or on food. It's ridiculous. I mean, maybe that's like 10 of these villagers. 15 villagers on food, okay. So it's really more like 40 on farms. 48 on farms. Yeah, that's still massive for Castle Age. And Imp is clipped. Okay, StonePlease isn't going to be that far behind. These production buildings are just, I guess, prep. He's not necessarily producing at all of them. He probably saw that there was a bit of a score drop and can expect that as his opponent gets a castle up, he's going to have Imp not too far behind. I do like the vision that StonePlease has along most of the map. Like, he can track the units as they move around. So the units do move exactly where his villagers are trying to collect some gold. Target acquired. CA are missing every shot. Oh no. Meanwhile, CA are idling quite a few farms back here. But yeah, so many TCs in defense. I think the CA need to be all pulled back. Otherwise, they're just going to be slowly mowed down by the light cav. Good unit control still. Over all these portions of the map. And our Lithuanian player now collecting the relics. Where's the monastery? Already has 3 relics, so once this 4th relic comes in, he's going to have full attack potential on his knights and Lightai. And we have a nice castle right up here. Another defensive castle for Uzzi. This is going to be fun. It's really going to come down to which player. I don't know if it's going to come down to composition, because I think they're going to have very similar composition. We haven't seen like big CA masses. I think it's going to turn into mostly cavalry plus Halb. I don't think the players are going to have enough attention to pay attention to all the CA. I mean, we still have 18th CA. I guess it's in the middle here. We have Bracer as the first technology click. Now that Uzzi's in Imp. He's not producing any more CA though. He's at 14 with 2 skirms. I don't know about the idea of going down the CA route. Maybe that's worthwhile. Maybe. And villagers just dropping some mining camps to collect some gold in the center. Have the castle nearby for defense. It definitely feels like StonePlease is doing a better job of securing the gold with the extra town centers around the map. So he might not have the same villager count, but he has an opportunity to catch up. The CA are just making sure the relic doesn't get taken, it looks like.
Again?
And this monk just being used to scout, I guess? And players just working on their upgrades. We're trickle trabbing, it looks like. Second trap coming out soon-ish. Does this trap reach that castle? Oh, he's going for the siege workshop. Okay. These guys are just gonna hang out there, I guess. I'd love to see them be somewhere more useful. I'm guessing they've just been forgot about, not on a command group. Cavalier now being clicked by StonePlease, and he has all 4 relics needed to make these guys even more potent than Magyars with free iron casting. Sierra just gonna sit by these trebs, protect them, and StonePlease gets the score lead. Knights are gonna track. I don't think you need to send all your CA back. We're gonna have Ford Castle. I like the position on this castle. Don't like that the skirms are just sitting right there though, in the way. Feels like Uzzi's thinking about just raiding his opponent to death. That's what the Hussar feels like to me. But if they can just be tracked by all these Cavalier, not too much of a concern. CA trying to find an opportunity to raid. I mean, there's so much vision here by StonePlease. It's just going to come down to APM if he has the APM to follow everything that's going on. I don't know where Uzzi's attention's going to. Oh, he's going recurve bow. He's still only at 17 CA though. I don't know. And he has them all forward. I guess he's not losing them, but it feels like he's investing into a dream that is only being partially invested into. I really love this castle in the back here. Nice defensive castle to support the economy. Yeah, Uzzi just doesn't seem to have a game plan. I don't know if he's trying to over-micro in one position or another. But it doesn't feel like he's been producing anything. Now he's been able to forward heavy CA. He's losing all his castles though. And it's just going to leave him open for so many raids. He's going in now for the trebs. Hussar is somewhat expendable. Skirm's trying to find an opportunity against the CA. Our treb's going to go down. No. Looks like just one treb goes down. These CA have thumbing. They do. Okay, so yeah. Perfectly feasible CA. Have all upgrades other than heavy CA. I don't know if this Treb's on the high ground. But yeah, StonePlease, just feels like in a commanding position. Doing a good job of keeping this production queue. Good mix of units. And I believe this is the tech for tower shields to give his scrims extra pierce armor. I don't know where CA were going there. They just ran right under the scrims. Villagers being tasked from one Treb to the next to try to repair. And we're full pop for StonePlease. He caught up in it, villagers. He did it. He's at 25 on gold. And he's been, yeah, collecting the gold in the middle. This is so much different than what we've seen in gold and platinum, where I don't feel like either player really was able to collect the gold in the middle freely. It was kind of just no man's land. And Uzzi's just about out. I think he just has these 10 villagers over here on gold. And after that, it's just going to be a matter of trying to keep his 7 CA alive, 8 CA alive, and spamming Hussar. And meanwhile, StonePlease's eco is looking fantastic. Completely unrated. The idea of going into CA after not being able to maintain the mass in Castle Age, I don't know. And now he's out of stone. He's out of stone. StonePlease is even selling res for gold. He's gonna just drop all of the market prices. And he's getting Paladin and heavy CA. This boy is stunting. He's like, oh, are you out of gold? Oh, that's funny. That's so funny. I didn't even realize. Oh, me? Oh, no, yeah, I just clicked Paladin. You can have these scrims if you want. I have heavy CA and Paladin coming in. Oh, yeah, you're out of stone too? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I have a whole new castle I could drop. I'm just waiting for the right time. I'm not sure where Uzzi kind of lost command of this game. I felt like it was mostly a transition to Imp. I mean, this is really nice, being able to pick off a few of these Trebs. But he's not able to get back up to full pop. Losing those castles meant he was losing his pop space. Same with losing that TC. That's 5 pop space he could use. Nice castle over here as well. Though, those... Yeah. StonePlease knows there's a opportunity over there, and I think Uzzi's coming over to this side to try to create some sort of counter-offensive as he's using the top side. Trying to get something out of the bottom side. But the castle goes up, and I'm guessing, yeah, StonePlease definitely sees these villas coming forward. Knows something is up. I mean, there's no stone. I don't know. These villas just going to collect res? Paladin's in. That's got to be so demoralizing. You're up against Paladin and heavy CA, and you're struggling to make anything at all. Okay, Bills went to the stone. I see. They built their own mining camp in between 2 other mining camps and 2 outposts. Can they see both outposts? Okay, they can't. Paladin idling all your farms. You have villagers being sent forward for some reason. Yeah, it was just the transition to Imp was so much better. For StonePlease, very impressive. Early game was just kind of like what you expect from all top players. And StonePlease with consistently higher APM. It felt like he was on it with his military. Really well done. Fun to watch. I like Spiral. Definitely one of my favorite maps. I felt like, I don't know. Did Uzzi just need to get some raids down? Some successful raids. Distract StonePlease. Or did he just need to not build the town center so close to home? Need to spread out and get some gold access earlier. Like, this town center is great on gold, but it was just a bit late. And the fact that StonePlease almost played this like Gold Rush, where you try to get all the golds in the middle. Man, he had much better units. He kind of gave up map control in Castle Age, and he didn't see these castles coming up. StonePlease, of course, also put so many production buildings up in Lake Castle so that he'd be able to produce a lot and win those engagements. I mean, the skirm's just so strong. Used to perfection. That skirm plus CA matchup, setup, composition was just really nice. This generation, both players are, you know, opposite sides of this big island from each other. So early pressure might be a little bit difficult. We have seen in the past players transport across the water onto the main island, build a dock on their opponent's side of this circle? I don't know what you would call this. On the opposite side of the main island, towards their opponent half of the shoreline. I guess it's a bay. It's an inland bay. These are just a network of islands in an inland bay. And this is common, to have two villagers out on the shorefish, so you get extra food income coming in extra fast, especially if we're going to go for some early pressure. Italians, I feel like the early pressure a little bit more than Dravidians. Dravidians are just trying to get as many docks out as possible, get as many fishing ships out as possible. And this is this StonePlease's whole map? Let me double check maps real quick. This is StonePlease's home map, which is interesting because he won the last game. So Uzzi picked his opponent's home map. Maybe Uzzi wanted to pick this map as well. There's a chance. But he's like, oh, okay, I wanted to play Migration anyways. If you pick it as your home map, that's fine. We can just play that when it comes my turn to pick a map, if it comes to that.
Seri.
Villager came out to build, okay, decided wanted to build the dock over there instead of where she collect the shortfish. But yeah, this is what we expect. Many villagers on wood. You can see all the villagers just collecting the stragglers, and feels very practice here for StonePlease. Villager coming out to build a second lumber camp as the straggler trees expire, and pretty much completely off the sheep that are underneath the town center. Just gonna get out as many fishing ships while it's still safe to do so, while there are no navy ships out on the map. And yeah, Uzzi deciding to go for the fast feudal approach. Fast feudal approach, which is what was expected. And just off one dock. Likely you're just gonna send out a galley, try to snipe some fish. Never feels very effective. It feels like being able to get those Castle Age Navy ships, get that warrior galley upgrade, get a transport ship, transport to the middle. That's the more effective strategy. So I'm not quite sure what players see in going up early on Migration. Also getting housed. I guess it's better to get housed now than when you're trying to build ships later. He is going to build a second dock. Makes sense. Eight fishing ships versus 4. Dravidians just feel so great on this map. And not banning Dravidians doesn't necessarily feel like a throw. It just makes you wonder. Maybe Uzzi just miscalculated and thought that he'd be able to pick Dravidians. Miscalculated the draft order. What's StonePlease's reaction? Doesn't look like he's panicking at all. And okay, he clicks up to feudal, not too far behind. Making sure he has his houses ahead of time. No one on gold though, yet. Still building fishing ships. Okay, he's gonna long distance the gold first, and then eventually take it a little bit faster. This is such a unique build order for this map, where you just leave the sheep under the town center immediately, not because you need the wood or gold to make navy, but because you just want to keep making fishing ships. Full fish boom. Third dock, looks like. Oh, villagers aren't quite ready to make that third dock. Realizing he needs a mill if he wants to build a market. And this is still a castle, fast castle approach, it looks like. Forgetting to build the market, or forgetting to build the mill and then trying to build the market is the worst feeling. Especially because you usually don't have enough wood to build the mill and the market at that point in the time. You're like, oh, I have plenty of wood. I'll just build another fishing ship. I'll be fine. And then realize, oh, I forgot to build the mill. 2 galleys coming forward, 2 galleys coming in after them. And reaction just as our player gets up to feudal age. Drops the blacksmith and the market. Looks like it'll be safe. Very good attention to detail here with these galleys. They look like they might be very successful with the snipes. This fishing ship doing a good job of pulling the galleys away a little bit, but yeah, it can be really difficult to make any meaningful change unless the galleys just don't shoot, or maybe I'm just not hearing them. Uzzi doing a very good job there with the micro. The question is, behind, is he doing a good job to make sure that he gets up to castle age at a decent time? Feels like he's maybe a little bit late to berries. Because that's the difficulty. I guess he is pumping out fishing ships behind this. So that's good. You can block with the fishing ships as well. And, oh, probably not want to block your own ships. And yeah, these galleys are probably just going to go home now. Unless he wants to mic them home as while being chased by castle age fires instead of just fire galleys. Of course, Italians do get a cheaper upgrade. But it just feels like getting that food when you have no food left on land can be very tricky. He's fished out a lot of the fish he had there. And a villager has already been transported to the middle, dropping a stable. Yeah, Uzzi doing a great job here with the micro. It's just a matter of, can he get up? Okay, he does get up. So he's not up too far behind his opponent. And he was able to snipe 5 fish, which is more than I think most people do. So very successful there with the fish snipes. So now we're looking at 8 versus 13 fishing ships. In the previous game, who was that between? 1 galley and 1 fire might change this whole course of this game. Yeah? I don't know about fire, though. It's easy to run from a fire, especially if you block with other ships. And usually, what we've seen in the previous TTL on migration is that the middle control really determines matches. Both players have some sort of fishing ship economy behind. Completely getting someone off water in this matchup, or on this map, is very difficult. Where's the war galley click? Okay, there's the war galley click. He got Bo5 before a war galley click on a water map. Suspicious. I like the spread out building setup, so you have good vision. We saw StonePlease had very good vision in the previous match, and he's doing it again now. Fire's chasing fires, but it's a 3v2. So advantage to Uzzi, and he pays attention to that. StonePlease, does he pay attention? He does, okay. Both players are on it, which is what we love for a very competitive match. War galley comes in, fire galleys get upgraded to fire ships, and they can turn around and take the fight now, though I don't think they have the HP advantage. This 2v3 is not... The upgrade isn't enough to really make that full conversion. So yeah, fires are pushing back. We have scouts out here. They know there's been a transport. There's a bit of a wall-off attempt. This one stone wall, taking away 5. Does that actually cost 5 resources? 5 stone for a stone wall? That seems very expensive. I know it is for an outpost, but I don't see any outposts being placed. So there's that town center. I mean, it's obviously very easy to collect stone at your home island as well, to replace that 5 stone that was spent. War galley is in. So advantage to Uzzi now. Though getting this town center up, yeah, this is what I was saying. It really comes down to who has control on land. Because we can see StonePlease causing so many issues here for these villagers that have transported across. War Galley's trying to take out these light cav. They don't even have fletching. Some villagers get on the transport. Does this transport stay alive? It does, okay. And light cav are now trapped in this really small isthmus and just gets transported around. It was all a bait the whole time. TC coming up for StonePlease in the middle on this little hill. And Monk going around, likely going to try to collect some relics. Obviously, so many different things to pay attention to. Even thinking about clicking relic back to monastery, relic back to monastery over and over again while you have so many other things to focus on is quite difficult. Military count on water strongly in favor of Uzzi, and we've seen his micro's been good, so maybe this will be the game where one player completely dominates water. StonePlease has already invested a lot into the land, whereas Uzzi has invested a lot less. But this is what the best players do, is they come at the land from multiple angles. While StonePlease might be focused on this one corner here, and he actually stops the town center with an extra light cav. Wow. He might not see that there's an extra set of villagers over here. As I mentioned, villagers are able to collect stone, so we have enough stone, and this time Uzzi remembers to wall up his villagers. Though of course now we have one villager who's not accessible, not able to work. And I like this. One fire gets pulled away so that you have an advantage of fires. And StonePlease takes a very good fight. I mean, at first. That's the thing with firefights. They're a bit slow, so you have to keep paying attention to them. You look away, you look back. You look away, you look back. And now, at the end of the day, he did not take a very good fight. And the Eco KD is almost 2-1 in favor of Uzzi. There's few galleys that were made at the beginning. Despite having no fletching, they're do enough just to snipe some demos. So they can be very valuable. 9 kills to their name, including the 5 fishing ships originally. And now we have 2 different town centers that might eventually be made. More villagers transported over. Can they maybe like sneak in here and get a wall off? Uzzi's going for it. He's going to try to get a wall off before the scout... Oh no, the light cap get pulled away at the wrong moment. Ah, StonePlease. Where are these light cap going? Are they just here to protect the monk as he collects relics? I mean, getting relics is, you know, sweet. And we saw StonePlease with Lith last game collect quite a few relics. He's already on 3 relics. Getting the 4th one now. This is what I was saying, that completely winning water can be very difficult. Because you can see that StonePlease, it feels like he hasn't been investing as much into water. I guess he has. It's just there's such a defender's advantage because of how far you have to travel to get to your opponent's docks. Ooh, 2 fires just hiding out here. Very low HP. They're not out of the fight yet. They can snipe some fish. My cap gonna try to snipe some villagers. Isn't successful. We got a little teleporting villager. I don't know what part of the tech tree teleportation's under, but the villager clearly had that technology researched. All the villagers sent over to... Oh, are they gonna castle drop? He doesn't have the stone. Does he have more stone miners at home? Okay, he has more at home. And okay, classic migration. Double castle drop. I don't know what this house is about. Maybe blocking some villagers. But we do have the light cap here. I don't know if that was weird pathing or they're just double guessing. Trying to take out the TC first, or trying to take the light cap out first. But if this castle goes up, it doesn't matter if the light cap are down or not. Okay, relying on the mangonel to stop the castle from going up. I think this was a mistake for garrisoning the villagers. I think that was a mistake. Castle gets denied. I guess the fact that you had garrisoned your villagers means they didn't bother continuing building that castle, so you didn't lose as much stone in the process. Meanwhile, the other side, we have a fairly even water battle that turned into StonePlease's favor very quickly. Villagers just idle into the town center. Okay, well, I guess the town center might slowly take out those fires. Actually, no, I think the fires win that matchup. Oh no, StonePlease is going to be on zero town centers. The fire ships have so much pierce armor, but I think they win the matchup, and it feels like Uzzi is in a situation where he's kind of crumbling, kind of like last game. We have one ram here, but there's nothing to protect the ram from the light cav. The fish are being sniped, and they get sniped very quickly by the fires. So yeah, StonePlease isn't even going to try to win the fight. He's just trying to snipe. We are going to have a castle up, and StonePlease sees that with the monk, and the town center is going down. He's going to repair the town center. He's making Genoese to take out the ships. If only the Genoese had bonus damage against ships as well, instead of cavalry only. Yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good at all. Uzzi just starts out so well, and then it kind of feels like it falls off after that. These Arumi are going to feast on the villagers. 8+12 attack with the charge. Genoese crossbow even got converted by a monk. And it looks like another town center, or another castle in your face to finish it off. This kind of feels like almost a throw. You should delete this, bud. There's Genoese here. You have no support. Okay, deletes. It's just a distraction. It's just a distraction. So that you can get all the kills with the Arumi and the Scout Cavalry over here. Whip. Whip. Was that a transport? I need to rewind for a transport. Oh no. Just a 2v1 hit kill. Oh, there was a red transport. Oh, okay. I thought I saw the transport sail. I also saw the sail the fires, I guess. But yeah, so much to focus on. Didn't see that the transport went down. I mean, Katie's still decent. This was a throw, though. The castle was so unnecessary. It was like, oh yeah, I feel so confident with my position. Like, sure, you prevented your opponent from expanding too much, but now Uzzi actually has a position here. And all those villagers were thrown for, feels like no reason. Scorpion's out, but that could just be microed down. It's not actually getting, like, any shots on the Genoese. Luckily, I guess the castle wasn't in range, so now it's just going to be a race to Imp. And Uzzi, yeah, that's secured map control. Getting just one castle, even if it wasn't, you know, in range of anything great, is still enough. And throughout this process, he's taking back Navy control, maybe? I mean, he's making more and more fires. So it looks like, I guess maybe not. StonePlease realizes, okay, I have fires at my base. Now it's time for me to remake fires, and again, defender's advantage. Where are these fires going? There's some weird patrolling. Stuck against the shoreline. Both players selling at the same time, thinking, okay, Imp is on the cards. We have two castles within range of each other. And yeah, they both see each other's castles. All the villagers over here were taken out, so I guess maybe that's why StonePlease felt like he could throw away a few villagers and try to put down a fort castle. Demo! Oh la la, what a nice demo. That took out, what, 4 ships? What a cleanup. And StonePlease getting the last relic as well. Genoese coming around to try to do some damage. I bet they do pretty good damage against the elephant. I don't know. Doesn't really look like bonus damage. StonePlease notices it after one villager goes down, tries to get a conversion. Genoese are getting fletching now, and we have similar imp times for both players. This elephant doesn't look like it gets bonus damage, or it's being bonus damage against. Like, it's winning this fight. These armored elephants are so impressive. He's microing against armored elephant. This is not what you should be spending your effort on. You're losing your docks up front, building extra town centers. Yeah, just go home. making archers as well. StonePlease dropping a second range. And he's walled into Genoese to some extent. He's gonna try to get a conversion against them. Bring the Scorpion and the Monk over. For a Rumi and a Light Cav. What a composition. Only on migration. People talk about Rage Forest having good composition. But I don't know. Maybe it's all about migration. When you have a game that's somewhat even like this, I do feel like StonePlease is in a better position now. TC has been kept up, but yeah, water feels like it belongs to StonePlease. For the time being, you know, that goes back and forth. And having two castles in a central position like this feels pretty dominant as well. But I don't know if he's going to hold on to this one. He has the res for chemistry plus at least one. Oh no, is he dropping farms? Where's this wood going? Okay, maybe you dropped farms and deleted them. Yeah, we have chemistry for both players and trebs for both players. So it'd be a good old-fashioned treb fight to take command of the middle. He might have queued up some archers and then canceled them so he could get trebs. Neither player really having all that much in terms of food economy, so it might really come down to treb fight into archers and BBC. I don't think either player can really afford to make skirms. Making sure to place the trebs on the high ground. 3 trebs coming in. Oh, we have 3 castles, right. Wow. That's going to be difficult to stop. I think they're on even ground. Looks like elevation 2 and elevation 2, yeah. I don't think... Yeah, this should be even HP for both castles. Both at 4,800. It's just a matter of who can repair more. And Uzzi has a bank of stone. StonePlease is going to be saying StonePlease. He's buying. Or he needs to buy in a moment. Unless he just lets that one go. Yeah, I think he just has to let that one go. But he's ranging his opponent's main island. He could transport over to Uzzi's island. With some of that AI army he had earlier. We have some BBC coming out. Villagers trying to repair the trap and for whatever reason not figuring out where the trap was. I don't know if they were being misclicked. It felt like more they were just bugging out. Rumi deciding to come forward and attack the trap instead. We do have some Genoese to try to snipe the BBC. And a Scorpion that can be used to snipe the Genoese. There we go. Villagers just running everywhere. What a war zone. Trying to repair every piece of siege machinery. Scorpion versus BBC versus Genoese versus BBC versus Treb versus Castle. And it feels like Uzzi's holding this though. It's just a matter of like, can either player build up their economy a little bit as well? Uzzi's got 20 more villagers. This feels like such a throw by StonePlease. If he can't get this in a better position. If he can't recover. Like that extra castle he did on the right side was just so unnecessary. And the BBC is sniping his trebs. Okay, now the trebs are going down for both players. It's kind of evening out, but just the fact that StonePlease wasn't able to take out Uzzi's castle is kind of big. Okay, we do have some cannon galleons coming out as well, making the most of the water control. Some crossbowmen are available to deal with the Genoese. I went for a bike ride this morning and I haven't gone for a while, and this is what happens after I go for a bike ride and just kind of exhaust myself in the morning, is I completely forget how to talk later in the day. And now we're playing a game of dodgeball. 4 BBC versus 2 BBC and a few condottieri coming out for our Italian player. But there's no real answer to these ships, these cannon galleons. You could try to snipe them with BBC if your opponent is not paying attention. Uzzi has an opportunity with his Vil advantage to maybe make enough condottieri to, like, yeah, steamroll this position. It just feels very hard to do so. Especially with how many idle Vils he has on his island. And he calls it GG. I mean, look at this. He has a good position here. It's just he can't get any villagers over there. The extra investment that StonePlease put onto Navy in late Castle Age rather than into building castles meant that he was able to control the water even if he wasn't able to keep his castle alive in the middle. Yeah, StonePlease is just... He's playing well. I'm impressed. He's the underdog in this matchup, but 2 games down already. It seems a little odd that Uzzi played or picked his opponent's map. Maybe he was feeling very confident. Maybe he wanted to get it out of the way. Unsure. Here we are into game number 3. We have Uzzi on the left side playing as the Berbers, and StonePlease on the right side playing as the Japanese. We already have a change in strategy between the 2 players. StonePlease just building town center right in the middle of the prairie where you have a variety of hunt. You have zebra, you have elephants. And of course you have your starting camel that can scout around the map for you. And Uzzi going over to the wood line and a villager over to build a dock. There is some wood here that StonePlease can also use to get this first fishing ship out, though. He needs, I guess, enough wood to build a lumber camp up here on this top side. He did send 2 villagers over there. 6 villagers start, right? Or am I missing something? I think it's a 6 villager start. And now the trade-off for Uzzi is he has to bring elephants all the way over into the wood line from... Yeah, all the way over. He has to travel further. But of course, with faster Berber villagers, it's not maybe that much of an issue. And we already have a fishing ship out for both players. I'm sure, yeah, Uzzi sends the fishing ship back over to fish now that he spots it. And sheep are just scouting around, along with the camel. So I'm expecting both players to fight a little bit on water, given how they've opened. We could see Japanese try to go for a mix of water and land pressure. That's definitely an option. Though I don't know how much he wants to commit into that. Let's see where the camel's scouting right now. Sees the gold, sees the stone, sees an elephant. Uzzi has such a nice base. Like, he just has one spot to close up. I think this just... If StonePlease scouts this, I think he's just thinking... I think he will decide to just go for a water approach into Castle Age. Because trying to, you know, put in aggression against this kind of map, it's like trying to go man-at-arms on Arena, right? It's just not going to happen. And you can't even break through these trees with man-at-arms. This is a... Did he see that? No, okay. Doesn't see the TC yet. He's just scouting around. That's the trouble. On nomad maps like this, you might just run your camel right into a TC. He does spot the sheep, which are just chilling up atop. And those get sent back home. Even Berber villagers have to watch out with these elephants.
Yeah.
Stop their positioning with some houses. Uzzi gets housed, has to get early loom. Not the worst case scenario, as he was ready to lose villagers to the elephants. I like this opening for both players. I think I like leaving your TC in the middle here, but getting all these fishing ships out early feels really good on a map where a lot of players don't go for too much aggression. And okay, oh okay, the camel was able to pull back. But get the sheep back, but it doesn't see the barracks. It's like it was magnetically repulsed from that barracks. And the camel must realize, okay, my opponent's camel is nearby. There's villagers going forward. The TC must be right there. I steal another sheep. Short-lived. And the villager forgets it's luring an elephant. Realizes. Elephant goes back. Villager has to chase. Villager sent back to TC. A lot going on already in this game. Or at least for the players. For us, it's pretty relaxed. It's just chill. Feudal Age on the way for a Japanese player. We have some militia being produced. It's so hard to get any damage in here. I feel like you just make one militia kill the zebra and work on a range. But we do have 2 militia. Also interesting that Uzzi's not going up yet. Okay, there he is. I guess he probably just had a lot of villagers queued. I was like, he's at 150 food. I don't know what this is about. Just hiding these guys, right? There's no... Yeah. Camel went forward and is just probably going to scout for a dock. I mean, I would scout for a dock at this point in time, and I'm not at their level. Now militia going forward. We have the camel around here as well, just to see what's what. Militia deciding, okay, target acquired. And camel's there to block. But, blocks, are they there? Trying to block the one villager they were attacking. Uzzi did take a pretty good fight right at the top of the hill. And yeah, even these faster attacking Japanese militia. I don't know if they're faster attacking in... I mean, they did attack in Feudal Age. Getting men-at-arms. Here's the gold. It's so close to the town center. That's what's tricky. Sees that his opponent's on gold. Meanwhile, any fires? We do have a fire being produced by StonePlease. Range for Uzzi, but he can't afford a fire quite yet. He just has very limited wood and limited gold. Clearly was not expecting this kind of pressure. Can't even afford eco upgrades either. Camel's there to prevent the walling so that a scrim can come in and add to the harassment. And yeah, everything feels like it's going the way of StonePlease right now. His Civ definitely has the early advantage, and despite what this map looks like, he found a way to get in and do some damage. Is this Skirm attacking the wall or attacking the bill? It is attacking the bill. It's just only doing 1 damage per hit, so trickle. A little tickle. Fire getting all these fish. Already has 2 fishing ships to its name. And skirms are the answer for Uzzi as he's on the way to Castle Age. Villagers decide to evacuate as the men-at-arms are ready to get in. And yeah, there's not many resources here accessible. StonePlease doesn't have a bad economy behind this either. He's got 13 on food. He's been able to freely move out, drop these cheap Japanese mills along the zebra. The shortcoming is not how many mills he can produce, but rather, ooh, look at this villager pathing the wrong way to get back to the town center. That's so frustrating. I hope Uzzi's not one to easily tilt, because I'm really excited to see what he's able to put together once he gets up to Castle Age. Fletching also being invested into by StonePlease. Uzzi does have this villager down here by the dock as well. I'll have to keep paying attention to see if there's any follow-up from that villager. I'm really hoping this isn't castle into GG. But really, I don't know what he can afford in Castle Age. He can drop another town center somewhere? I guess he could go forward onto that stone. But the camel's just watching and waiting. I mean, I don't know. These man-at-arms are also going out a little bit out of position. I guess he didn't know this was walled up. Or he can just attack that wall house as well. But I feel like he's baiting Uzzi into dropping a town center somewhere. Uzzi has enough. He could just drop a town center with this one villager. And he puts it around here by the gold while the man-at-arms are out of position. I mean, the scrims are in position. It's just they don't do enough damage. You need the man-at-arms over. And yeah, the fact that the man-at-arms left the gold... bit questionable. You can see that these players are like the peak. You know they're in silver. You see that they're making some mistakes. But still, very impressive build order by StonePlease. What is this? What is this? Is he trying to get the man-at-arms out alive? So he just runs under the town center? Maybe that was the only way to get out. Okay, let the scrims tank. So weird. Did he kill the sheep in the process? Or were these... I think these were already on the way out. Yeah, I guess he gets some units out alive. Follow-up for Uzzi, I think, is just going to be boom. Whereas for StonePlease... Does he still have a villager over here? Or did it go back? I think it went back. I was thinking, like, follow-up siege would be nice. It's just a matter of, is he going to be able to get up? He sells the stone to get a competitive castlage time. I mean, Uzzi doesn't even have the food to produce out of both town centers. He doesn't have a market either, so this gold's useless for him. It's just, I guess, for the future, once he gets a stable. And these man-at-arms are still fighting this house. Trying to do as much damage to Uzzi's economy as possible. They have 18 HP between them. Skirm's going forward, looking for what the follow-up is. I would definitely expect some forward siege if I was in Uzzi's position. Alright, 13 on food. So close to being able to afford to, what's it called? Villages out of 2 town centers. Siege workshop at home, very questionable. He's clearly very much expecting there to be follow-up siege. And this seems to be the response. Unless he just wants, like, a little bit of siege as a safeguard while he booms behind. Could put another town center here. Slowly make his way to Camel Archer. I have armor coming in for StonePlease. And Uzzi sees the stable and runs away. I didn't really talk about the water, but we know that one player was able to access gold and make fires and one player was not, so yeah. Second dock here for StonePlease. Man-at-arms still being a hassle, though they might now just be coming to the end of their life. Oh, one stays alive. To take out that new house. Villager being sent back out. Oh, you can tell there's so much going wrong here for Uzzi. He thought he would have a nice boom into Camel Archer. And now he has to deal with knights and villagers attacking his scrims. As this one villager got sent out of the town center to rebuild his house. Struggling. Skirms hitting his wood line. Elite skirm even for StonePlease. That's odd. To invest in elite skirm. I guess he doesn't know his opponent has any other units. He doesn't see this siege workshop or stable. And okay, a few camels. I mean, a few camels without armor are not going to be able to do it against the skirms. Unless the skirms get into it like a weird choke point back here and their minimum range prevents them from attacking the camels. So I guess 2 camels and a knight might be able to do it. Some skirms being pulled over. Okay, yeah. 2 camels, a knight, and a scorpion. That should do it. And knights got walled out. It's been a little bit questionable, though, this follow-through with StonePlease. Elite skirm instead of a second TC. I mean, maybe you feel like, okay, I've invested in a lot so far, and it's worked out in terms of military. He gets through with the knights. Knights and camels have to run back. He doesn't see that villagers came out into this town center. And yeah, it feels like all this extra investment isn't really paying off. I guess he's randomly getting villagers and stuff. And he does have the food eco from the fish helping him out. But I'd like to see another town center. Yeah, Uzzi's caught up in vill count now. We actually have a game. This feels weird. After that start, we actually have a game. I should say Uzzi's ahead in vill count. Trying to go full knights against cheaper Berber knights when he could just boom. Get out of Siege Workshop behind. Trying to ran down some buildings. I guess he wasn't expecting his opponent to invest into cavalry after that start. Rams loaded up with one spearman. We have one monk. Knights being healed up. Where do these rams go for first? Just an entrance? Are they going to go for the house up top again? They've gone up there so many times. Okay, they're just going to go for the house there. Bloodlines now coming in for StonePlease. I feel like that's perfect timing for this fight. We have more monks everywhere trying to take conversions. Get one on the camel. The rest of the knights fall back. And still no second TC for StonePlease. What are these vills? Okay, just forward lumber camp. Interesting. He doesn't have any stone, so he's not going to afford castle anytime soon, which would be the obvious follow-up. Adding more spears to deal with the camels, which seems to be the dominant military unit that Uzzi's making. This is a one villager TC. That's not the most efficient. Rest collected is still in StonePlease's favor, but I mean, I guess as long as Uzzi doesn't get housed and he finds enough space here to drop farms. Maybe that's what StonePlease is working on. It's just that Uzzi's stuck in this corner. He has no map control. He has no room to drop farms. As long as I keep him penned in here, I have all the time in the world. I can catch up in vills later, the same way I did in Spiral. Knights? Where the... I mean, you knew there were monks. I guess he needs to have his own monks in behind. Please tell me you drop a TC stone, please. Oh, right, he has no stone to drop a TC. I mean, he can definitely buy it, right? Market, market, market. We do have a market, okay. Now he sees the castle. Villagers come forward to repair the ram. We have more rams just ramming down buildings randomly. Ram goes for the mangonel. Camel's here in defense. Good attack round. Ram realizes, okay, I'm not getting anywhere. Run for my life. Sends out 3 spearmen. Mangonel gets taken out. Knights are in on the economy, and they're not quite in castle range. Villagers are garrisoned to max capacity in the town center. And it's full hectic chaos. And StonePlease actually has the KD advantage. He's getting even conversions on the knights as they come forward to deal with the ram. Town center trying to snipe the monk, does successfully snipe the monk. And doesn't feel like there's enough knights here, especially given they only have the first armor. And this pressure seems like it's come to an end. And all said and done, Uzzi's still up by 20 villagers. And StonePlease is so focused on just ending this here. I don't understand this obsession. I can understand taking map control and controlling where your opponent is, but develop some eco, my dude. This is so risky. This is unnecessarily risky given the position he was in. This is why people, despite having, you know, a good position, don't go for an all-in. Maybe he just has no confidence in Japanese late game. Just have knights slowly coming across. Am I missing anything? Villagers are now on gold instead of stone. Is he just trying to create a stalemate in this position until he can... Villagers coming forward again to repair the battering ram. He's trying to pull away the weak knight, and it's not working. Monks... Oh, he does have devotion now. Monks jump into town centers. I mean, sure, he took out the blacksmith, so he can't get upgrades. Uzzi is floating a lot of res. He's not playing perfectly by any means. Okay, there's the end of the siege. Villagers can go home. He's producing at a 4 TCs, dropping a 5th TC. Uzzi sees the light. He sees the way out of this. He sees that his opponent is not making any progress with the push. Fish are just about all done. And there's not enough villagers on wood because everyone's trying to produce knights that aren't accomplishing anything. And now we have camel archers on the field, which I'm sure is what he was dreading. And they can just hit and run the knights for days. I wish I could fast forward and figure out how this game ends. Does he feel like, okay, at this point I can't even make a town center even if I wanted to? Because I'm too far behind. He has enough wood for town center, but he doesn't have the stone still. He could just, you know, remove a knight from a queue. There we go. He bought 100 stone. The pikemen have gotten out of the minion, or out of the battering ram, so they could attack the camel archers a little bit. What a throw! What a throw! It was such a good opening. Uzzi was just stuck with one range, a bit of gold. You just need to keep the man-at-arms here. Force Uzzi to fight the man-at-arms with villagers if he wanted to get a town center down. Another castle being dropped to protect these farms. Uzzi can expand out of his base. I mean, sure, maybe you'll house him. And he sees all the villagers over here now. I mean, maybe he can take out all of this. There's not really any units here to protect this. Maybe StonePlease was missing his outpost this game. He didn't have the stone because he sold it to get up to Castle Age. He didn't have the stone to build outposts. What are these guys doing? Okay, they're just pathing weird to get onto the town center. But I can definitely take it out. Cam archers are coming forward though, and it's hard to watch. It's so hard to watch. Okay, now dropping town centers everywhere, trying to even it out by taking out town centers. Rams coming forward. Camel archers are actually getting the kills though. And yeah, I guess these are almost like panic town centers. That's just university, I guess, for scrims. To get ballistics, so they can actually hit these speedy camel archers. And villagers try to run. And it's a little bit too little too late. But yeah, more town centers for Uzzi. I wonder if StonePlease thinks he's in a good position just because the score. Cam archers try to run in, will they? No, they do not. Knight. Gotta get hella converted. Even with devotion. Does get a kill first. Yeah, is conversion. Camels and camel archers being sent over here. Probably just a garrison. Or not a garrison, a task issue. And it feels like StonePlease like, okay, finally you build something outside of your little corner. I finally have a target for all my aggression. Camel archers still being an absolute menace in the back here, and yeah, Uzzi's up to him. That's ridiculous. Nice, trying to engage. This could be a nice engagement. They get in really close before the monks start converting. Tries to get some attack rounds against the knights. Just kind of takes out the monks instead. And yeah, maybe we'll be able to feast a lot on these villagers. Where are the rams? Rams are behind. I mean, Uzzi went up without really having any... Is this a second TC? He's out of space in the first TC. He's got to make a second TC. That's simple math. These knights need to get in on this. This is how StonePlease gets back into the game after what feels like a complete throw. Also, Uzzi just deciding not to make any units and go to Imp instead. Is Imp just for Bracer? Or not Bracer, yeah, Bracer and Chemistry. So he does more damage against the Knights. Really feels like an odd pick. Oh no, he's losing it. Trying to kill the Ram so he can get his TC to stay up. While microing the Camel Archers. Makes a hole for his Camel Archers. Needs to sell to get gold. Gets Bracer. Sell a bit more. Get get Chemistry. Villagers repair just enough to keep the town center garrisonable. So they can shoot arrows. But these are dead vills. And the vill count is back to even. I mean, not quite. The fishing ships are, I guess, somewhat active. They're being sent back to the dock. And we're expanding back to the bottom side. And StonePlease knows it. He knows it. This guy is such good scouting. I think that's his best attribute. Knight attacks the first thing he sees. Knights are probably going to come down here and be like, oh, he's going to build that same town center on the stone as well. We know it. No chemistry yet, I don't think. I mean, we don't... Yeah, no flaming arrows. So the skirms could do okay. They only have the first upgrade, though. Yeah, Uzzi has no gold. A repeat of the start of the game where he couldn't get the gold that was right here. If you guys think I'm wrong, you definitely can shout out and be like, dude, you're casting this completely wrong. But the decisions here by StonePlease in this game have often felt off. Getting armor for the second armor upgrade for the scrims now. Padded leather armor. And villagers are just trying to go out and just build TCs. Maybe they go up, maybe they don't go up. Does this Fire Sea? Yeah, Fire Sea's out of their TC as well. Okay, the villagers are at least walling themselves in a little bit. Cam archers are here to take out the knights, and they do that pretty quickly. Ram has traveled so far. Instead of a kill stat, I'd love to see how far this Ram has traveled. I guess if you can imagine how far it's, how much damage it's dealt in different areas. Yeah, these knights can just tank out the TC without even killing the vills. So silly. And there's no ballistics for the camel archers. Okay, they decide to leave that one. Go up. I think they almost had it, actually. It was like at 300 HP. A few light cap here to deal with the skirms. And it feels like StonePlease can stay in this. 4 TCs cranking out vills. 2 stables cranking out knights. 2 stables cranking out skirms. Just need to be able to track the camel archers as they move around. Of course, camel archers far more mobile than the skirms. Cam archers could also spot these fish traps. Look for opportunities there. Looks like there's a garrison or a TC sending bills all over here for some reason. Eco doesn't look too pretty. I mean, you just have a lot of cheap Japanese production buildings. And yeah, wants to just take out town centers. That's the name of the game. Camel archers don't know where to hit. And StonePlease doesn't realize his villagers are walking across half the prairie just to get some damage done. Scrims with 2-shot. Yeah. So dumb. This is the wildest game I've casted, and I'm not even enjoying it because this feels like I'm casting a 1400 game to some extent. Obviously, the players are way more attentive, and they're making a lot of good decisions. But there's also some wild concepts going on. Cam archers are going to deny this cast, are they? It's just so messy. Uzzi just has no gold. He should be making Genitors instead of Camel Archers. Full Genitor and Light Cav. And save his gold for upgrades. And we have another denial. Obviously, the Camel Archers can't just stay there. I mean, actually, they can. They can just micro these knights. These knights have full upgrade, but these Camel Archers have Bracer. And last armor upgrade coming in for Light Cav now. I think Uzzi takes this. StonePlease's Vil count is not increasing because he's losing him to random nonsense. I don't know now. Now the knights are going down. I'm seeing Uzzi's upgrades come in and I'm thinking, okay, he has this. The imp is just too great. But then I look at the military count and the fact that he's just constantly losing Vils as well. This game's never going to finish. It's just going to be a matter of two players who are microing too much and investing too little effort into their economy. Okay, now the Camel Archers are stuck in between Knights and Skirms. The Rams might block on the other side. They're just gonna go for the mining camp. Castle will eventually go up. Camel Archers are forced back into their own base. We have a farm TC going up that isn't even 3 tiles away from the house and the stable. So it doesn't actually allow for farms. What a dumb game. I love it. Villagers are going back across the prairie. There's enough, like, I don't know what to call it. Remnants, ruins here. And now we have the outposts. Now that StonePlease finally has stone to his name. Can you drop outposts? You can track the villagers as they move across. No way. You can tell what StonePlease's plan was this whole time. It's keep the Berber player from using their mobility. I am gonna stonewall them into their little corner. There can't be much lumber left here either. Yeah, the wood lines are becoming very thin in what used to be a lush mountain forest. Here's the army. Back in box formation. Being tracked with all the outposts and the skirms and the rams. The rams are going to go for the castle, aren't they? They're absolutely going to go for the castle. StonePlease just seems confident of finishing this up in Castle Age. And now he has the Vil count to feel confident as well. Castle here in defense as he watches this army move across. And here come the rams. Vils are attacking. Light Cav are attacking. You know, Light Cav are very tanky. And they take out Castle Age Rams very quickly. StonePlease has 43 on food. That's nice. So he has opportunities to get up to Imp, which I'm sure he must realize has to be the gameplay now. Game plan now. Dude. Stop coming out here without military support. Are these on attack? Yeah, these are on aggressive. He's just trying to sneak it like it's Arabia and like you don't have opponents just tracking the resources. We've been out here 3 times. This TC's on 75 HP. It's just asking to be killed. Chem archers are still here. They're still alive. They have 34 kills to the name, the 6 chem archers that remain. And StonePlease can't go up without, you know, having some military control. But he's continuing to pop out villagers. Uzzi is as well. And we have the Great Wall of StonePlease. Do you know why he wants stone? This is why he wants stone. Does he sees this TC go up, right? Yeah, he sees the TC. His outposts everywhere. I just don't want him to build a ram. I want him to drop even more farms, wall up. He's contained his opponent into like small enough position already. He's gonna deny this TC, isn't he? I mean, there's so many light caps still, though. I think he denies this TC still. He's making light cap of his own soon. And there go all the chem archers. We have 1 chem archer left. Never mind. 0 chem archers. And now StonePlease can just play pikemen like Cav and be in a great position. He's faster attacking Japanese light cav or pikemen. Keep making vills. Probably doesn't want to afford castle since the opponent can still use the market to make trebs. But and Uzzi must know, like, I made it this far. I can make it further. I'm not going to resign yet. Villagers migrating again. See your rams. StonePlease knows that there's never any military coming here to support the villagers, so he can just send rams to take down the TCs. Another attempt to get a TC up here. Like, how much stone has Uzzi just invested into dropping TC foundations? You know what this reminds me of? This why fortified wall? Is this BM? Is this like outpost rushing? This reminds me of the Tijuana wall between Mexico and California and the United States, because it goes from the mountains into the foothills all the way to the ocean. And so StonePlease just needs to continue that, and then we can rename this map San Diego. Now we have Genitors. Okay. Makes a lot of sense. Genitors to deal with both the pikemen and the skirms. Skirms get extra range on the Genitors. Genitors get extra HP. Villagers know they want to keep this TC alive. Keep access to this very important part of the map. Right along the edge. With very fertile prairie soils. I mean, these skirms have to be doing like no damage to the light cav. But we do have Imp on the way. And Crossbowmen and Yasama. Are we getting towers as well? Where are the towers? No towers yet. I mean, on one hand, I really don't like how StonePlease has played this match. Like, the amount of investment he put into Castle Age just felt so excessive. But at the same time, I understand that's kind of how you have to play Japanese, because you just don't win it out on the mobility game. I feel like villagers have just been sent forward straight from the town center to go find some sort of resource. And yeah, these TC is just constantly idle. 140 villagers for StonePlease. 1k5 through to the bank. He could just, I don't know what he would want to go into. He can go into Cavalier and pretty much clear this, I guess. Or he can just buy a lot of stone and just put up Yasama keeps everywhere. I imagine it's Arb. I don't know, actually. Just a big Arb ball? he hasn't really seemed like he wants to invest in any one unit. So it might just be getting eco upgrades, blacksmith upgrades, treadmill crane. That feels like he wants to build towers. Is he going to build towers here just to prevent any future town centers being produced? Getting all the techs, yeah, he can afford it. Help's going to be big, of course.
Azul.
And it makes sense for Uzzi to play on because this is going to be the last game for him in Silver League if he can't pull this through. And we have Yasama guard towers shooting all those arrows. StonePlease is pop capped. I mean, he does have, what, 140 villagers? Could trade out some of those for military units, I guess. Even tracking the light cav that are coming into his base. Japanese are so hard to play in Imp on a really open map like this, but he's finding a way to keep it messy, and he's doing a really good job. Look at these towers. Like, if Uzzi had any gold, it'd be so easy just to take these out with a tread. Uzzi's out of wood. This is his wood. I don't think he really pays attention. I think he's just enjoying microing it. Or, I don't know. I really don't know what his mind state is. GG, well played. Enjoyable series for me. I don't know if you guys all feel the same. It was a clean sweep by your underdog, at least in terms of tournament and 1v1 elo. I think he was maybe a little bit more prepared. Understood the maps maybe a little bit better. But some of the decisions still very questionable.